It's time now for the Peter Channel 6 o'clock news and it's Sunday evening, May 20th, 2016. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins. Your 6 o'clock news and our top story at 6 o'clock is Donald Trump keeps giving Republicans major cause of alarm because he's still attacking them. Devastated, heartbroken, and mourning. Those are some of the words that the Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Garden using contrite explanation of the death of a Harambee, a 17-year-old Western Lowland gorilla killed on Saturday to save a boy who slipped. As critics blame parents in Cincinnati Zoo for gorilla's death. A woman was helped aboard an Italian Navy vessel on Sunday at a harbor in Seminole. As on Wednesday, roughly 41,000 migrants have been rescued at sea this year after leaving Libya, and 3 shipwrecks over 700 deaths as migrant cars of a migrant crisis flares on the Mediterranean. Orlando, Florida. Libertarians on Sunday selected former New Mexico Governor Jerry Johnson as their party's presidential nominee at the party convention in Orlando, Florida. In Houston, Texas, police blocked the intersection at Memorial Wilcrest as they responded to a shooting where authorities say a gunman and at least one other person were dead on Sunday in Houston, Texas. Donald Trump said they took his campaign to promise better treatment of military veterans to the foot of Lincoln Memorial, appealed to hundreds of well-attended backers who rally every Memorial Day weekend at the nation's capital. France and Germany have marked the 100th anniversary of World War I battle of the veteran, and Northeast France will call for European unity. London, 2 leading members of the Real and Conservative accused the British Prime Minister David Cameron on Sunday of breaking into his promise to curb immigration, 7 of hostilities in the party over a battle to win next month's referendum on remaining. Fire and rescue personnel in Paris were from a building being used as a treatment center after 11 people were struck by lightning on Saturday. Hashim Shami, Iraq servicemen from the U.S.-led coalition, were seen near the front line of the new offensive in northern Iraq, launched on Sunday by Kurdish Peshmerga forces that aims to retake a handful of villages on Islamic State east of the Mosul. Jerusalem. Police in Jerusalem say that they have evidence of wrongdoing by Israeli Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his wife Sarah Netanyahu in regards to the use of the state funds. Bamako, Mali. 5 United Nations peacekeepers were killed and another seriously injured in an ambush in central Mali on Sunday. Islamabad. The family of Pakistani cab driver killed in U.S. drone strike targeted an Afghan Taliban leader lodged a complaint with the police against U.S. officials. In news around the U.S., Washington. Bernie Sanders warned Hillary Clinton against picking a moderate Democrat as her running mate, better staying out of the way from criticizing Babel over private email use during her tenure as a Secretary of State. Cosgrove Township, New Jersey. A 19-year-old cowboy died after being stepped on several times by a horse at a cat's on rodeo Saturday night. Corey Lutz of Howard, Pennsylvania was competing in the bareback bronco riding event in open air at the rodeo. Cannon City, Colorado. The conductor of the Colorado tourist train fell with a death on Saturday night as the train was nearing the station. Kiev, Ukraine. 17 people were killed in the fire at a temporary home for the elderly people in the village about 23 miles northeast of Ukraine's capital, Kiev. San Diego. A judge ordered the release of the Trump University internal documents, including playbooks that show how it marketed to get rich courses. Okay, take a look at local news. Expected rain showers interfere with the Memorial Day events around the Attleboro area. Property cancellation and postponed around the area. The Attleboro Memorial Day Parade has been postponed to next Saturday, June 4th at 10 a.m. The Renfrew Memorial Day Parade has been scrapped, but there will be a brief ceremony at the center of celebrating at 11 a.m. The Dighton Reopen Memorial Day Parade is also canceled to be a memorial service at 10 a.m. And the National Weather Service had predicted showers in the area of the Monday with a possibility of a thunderstorm with heavy rainfall. And right here in Norton Police said that they most likely know the trains when we cancel the town's parade will be made until Monday morning. The parade is scheduled to step out of the Yale School parking lot at 10 a.m. But if they rated, then they'll have to move it to the Yale School just like they did with the Veterans Day ceremonies of last year. Linfield, Massachusetts, authorities identified a man who was fatally shot during a party at a $1 million Massachusetts home. Police responded to the report shooting at Linfield about 3 a.m. Sunday. The victim, 32-year-old Kevin of Randolph, was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. An aide to the Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe said that the only sensible economic policy the country should just follow, now to delay the proposed raise in the sales tax rate. Crackers Venezuela. Senate continue poor economy in Venezuela. German airline defense plans to suspend flights to the South American country next month. The European Space Agency Rosetta spacecraft have made a very significant discovery information that has an implication of how life on Earth may be developed. Schizophrenia is a mysterious, misunderstood mental illness. Without vehicle, however, researchers from the United Kingdom and China may have found a clue that could help understand it better. And health officials are reported the first U.S. case of a human infected with a superbug infection that could leave its victims to the few, if any, options for treatment. Take a look at New England Silver. Nope. Peter Chaladusab's out 6:06 on this Sunday evening, and it's time now for a sports report. The Boston Red Sox, a hard-fought 5-3 11-inning victory over the Toronto Blue Jays in Toronto as they escape the brooms of the Blue Jays. And they'll be moving on to Baltimore for a 4-game series against the Baltimore Orioles starting tomorrow afternoon, 1:35. Ricky Alexander Rossi wins the 100 run in the Indianapolis 500 today. Clay Thompson needs to overlook, especially because he plays for the Warriors. Stephen Curry does all Spider Pickens on a nightly basis, and when Shelby Ward finished last season at number 146 in Paris, she was set up by her motor school for 2016, boosted her to regular enough to get directly to the Grand Slam tournament, so she would need to kill for her qualified records. Peter Chaladusab, 6:06 on this Sunday evening, and it's time now for a weather report. Nope, time now for a travel report. Let's study up down. We're 95 in the southbound side is over 152 in North Attleboro to 295 in Attleboro. 95 in the northbound side, Lowell's around 295 in Attleboro. Route 6 on the westbound side, it is Sluggo from the orange stretch. I-91 on the southbound side, Lowell's around 291 in Springfield. Merritt Parkway on the westbound side, Lowell's just before Route 7 in Norwalk. Up in Northern New England, it's looking good except on I-89. 91 on the southbound side, Vermont, slow after the Canadian border. Down in New York City vicinity, 95 on the southbound side, it did so from the Bronx all the way out to the George Washington Bridge on both ends. 95 northbound all the way out to I-80 Fort Lee, New Jersey Belt. Parkway slow both ends from 278 all the way out to JFK Airport. 435 on the westbound side, Law Expressway, it's slow from Garden City all the way out to Queens, and then it breaks again on the eastbound side just before Gwinnett Parkway at westbound side, slow before 278. 278 in the eastbound side, and it's so further. There was bridge light at the Law Expressway. Westside Parkway, southbound side, sold from 57th Street all the way at the Lower Manhattan. FDR Drive, sold both ends from Midtown Manhattan, settled all the way at the Harlem. 278 in the eastbound side, and then sold from Staten Island all the way at the bridge. New Jersey, Garden State Parkway is sold from Brick all the way at the Fairfield Boy, and the breaks again just south of Tom River. Atlantic City Expressway in the eastbound side, and then sold from the Atlantic City Expressway and Garden State Parkway is slow where the Atlantic City Expressway and 95 in the southbound side slow before 295 in New Jersey Turnpike in Newcastle, Delaware in New Jersey, and 95 in the northbound side also in Delaware just before Delaware Memorial Bridge in Wilmington. 190 on the eastbound side, southbound side it did so after Niagara Falls, New York. I-80 on the westbound side it did so on Clifford Stretch. 376 is so from Monroe headed towards the Pittsburgh city limits, and 270 on the southbound side also after Route 78 in Frederick. Baltimore Washington Parkway so on the Beltway to 695 headed towards Baltimore. Capital Beltway on both ends it's slow from Route 50 all the way up to 267. 95 on the southbound side it is backed up from the Capital Beltway all the way down towards Richmond, Virginia. And 95 it's slow go from the Capital Beltway headed towards Baltimore. And I-69 on the northbound side, slow so headed towards Lafayette, Indiana. I-70 on the eastbound side, so after 465 outside the Indianapolis city limits. 65 on the northbound side, slow towards 465 in Indianapolis. And 90 on the southbound side, and 99 for southbound side, Lewis Runner, 290 in Chicago. And 99 on the eastbound side, also east of Cleveland. Okay, let's take a look at MBTA alerts at 6:09. And the subway system is looking good on the commuter rail. It's looking good, except for whistle lines due to ongoing track work. Trains 5% fire force expected experience delays, and on the ferries, they are looking good. Peter Childu's time is now 6:10 on this Sunday evening, and it's time now for a weather report. And latest 5 p.m. advisory and tropical pressure body 33.0 to the north, 80.4 to the west. The best saying winds 30 miles an hour. Movement stationary. The latest public advisory in Bonnie is it stalls northwest of Charleston, South Carolina. Local heavy rain still affected the portion of the Carolinas and east central Georgia. And there are no close watch warnings affect further information specific to the area, including possible inland watches warnings. Please monitor product station by a local National Weather Service forecast office. At 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the center of tropical depression Bonnie was located in latitude 33.0 to the north, longitude 80.4 to the west. The direction has become dual stationary, but a slow northeastward motion is forecast to begin tonight and continue for Monday night. On forecast directly instead of Bonnie is expected to be moving to the northeast and south Carolina for Monday, and it's passing over the southeastern coast of North Carolina Monday night and Tuesday. Max today with that between increase to 30 miles an hour with higher gusts. Little change in the traffic expected during the next 48 hours. The estimated reception pressure 1,011 millibars and trend having 86 inches. Rainfall. Bonnie is expected to produce initial rainfall amounts of 2 to 3 inches and actually maximum amounts of 6 inches across east central Georgia, central and eastern South Carolina, and eastern North Carolina. Further north, the moisture from Bonnie will become producing rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches with the maximum amounts of 4 inches across the eastern portions of the Mid-Atlantic region into the southern New England on Wednesday. Some rainfall total so far has included 8.2 inches near Ridgeland, South Carolina, and 7.27 inches near Auburn, Georgia. Surf Bonnie is expected to produce dangerous surf and rip current conditions along portions of the southeast United States coast throughout the weekend. Please conduct salt products from your local weather office. And this is our moisture for tomorrow. Line of showers and thunderstorms from eastern Georgia stretching down through the Carolinas and down from Maryland, D.C. and stretching down to west central portions of Pennsylvania. And stretch up to upstate New York and up to western Vermont and up to northern New Hampshire and down from Maine and up to southern Quebec. And Norton Memorial Day Parade scheduled for tomorrow. I believe it's going to be indoors at the Henry A. Yale School because it is gonna rain because people don't want to watch the parade in pouring rain. So I'm expecting the Norton Veterans Council make the safe decision and hold the Norton Memorial Day ceremony indoors just like last year's Veterans Day Parade. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like first hazardous weather outlook. Day 1 tonight, outside strong thunderstorm to the possible this afternoon, early evening across the Tier 7, New England, particularly across western Massachusetts, rain considered with any thunderstorm to be potential, very localized every rainfall, 3 flooded. Day 7, Monday for Saturday, Memorial Day, but the torrential rain and outside thunderstorms are expected to affect the region, while the heaviest rainfall will be very localized. It is possible for a few locations to receive 2 plus inches of rain and less than an hour. Rainfall and its magnitude could result in frost, but particularly the heaviest rain bands could cross the more vulnerable urban centers. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like this. Tonight, chance of showers and thunderstorms that showers like plus specified in the storm after 3 a.m. and thunderstorms produce heavy rain, penetrate dense fog after 11 p.m. west. Most clouds go to about 600 degrees and east with about 6 miles an hour, becoming light and variable in the after midnight. Just based at 6%, new rain amounts less than 7 inches, 7 amounts possible thunderstorms. For Memorial Day, showers are supposed to be a thunderstorm, thunderstorms produce heavy rain. Penetrate before 3 p.m. high near 74 degrees. Southwest about 3 to 7 miles an hour, just based at 8%, new rain amounts 2.5 to 3/4 inch possible. Monday night, chance of showers and thunderstorms, penetrate after 9 p.m. Otherwise, most clouds go to about 64 degrees and southwest at about 6 miles an hour, anticipation 30%. New amounts less than 10 inches, high amounts possible thunderstorms. Tuesday, most clouds go to 6 clouds, about 83 degrees, southwest about 5 to 7 miles an hour. Tuesday, mostly clouds go to about 59 degrees and southwest about 5 miles an hour, becoming variable after midnight. Wednesday, most of the park clouds go about 6 to about 53 degrees. Thursday, parts of the skies and chance of showers, about 7 to about 54 degrees with a anticipation 30%. Friday, chance of showers after 3 p.m. Most clouds go about 7 to about 56 degrees and anticipation 35%. Saturday, check the showers. Most clouds are about safe for about 56 degrees, just patient 30%. And for Sunday, check the showers. Most clouds are about 72 degrees, just patient 30%. Good, and not here it is. Our fair skies at 65 degrees. And the humidity is 30%. 18 above Celsius, and that is going to be it for the Peter Channel 8, 6 o'clock news of this Sunday evening, May 29th, 2069. Please have a good evening and a good bye day to all. See you at 11 o'clock for a late night report. Have a good evening.